When the only way to save your child's life is to give her away to strangers at a very young age, how do you respond? You just must witness this tale for yourself as it shocked everyone in a number of ways. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. Dominique was born with an underdeveloped twin that was conjoined with her. The little child was born with a parasitic twin that was entirely reliant on her. The legs, waist, and feet of a parasitic twin that came out of her back were linked, the doctors confessed. She also had two spines that were very closely linked. Reports state that cases of parasitic twins are uncommon. A parasitic twin is a twin that ceased developing during pregnancy and is entirely reliant on the body functions of its fully formed counterpart. You could only imagine how special this baby's situation was. The girl's legs, waist, and feet were growing out of her back, according to the doctors, and surgery would be necessary to remove her parasitic twin. She wouldn't have much time left to live without the procedure. She required a facility that was capable of managing her case because her procedure was intricate. This implied that she would have to leave the nation, something her parents were unable to finance. Thank goodness. A non-profit group called Children's Medical Mission West intervened to assist her. The group arranges international medical care transportation for children with uncommon medical issues. They gathered funds so that a flight attendant could accompany the girl. I'm simply so happy they could be of assistance. The young child finally arrived in Chicago on February 5th, the day her surgery was scheduled to take place. She was a little over 9 months old at this point. The subsequent events permanently altered Dominique's life. The Ivorian met a family that not only agreed to adopt her, but also committed to cover all of her costs. Isn't that incredible? However, how did they come to know this needy baby? According to a Facebook post, the youngster needed a home that could provide for her necessities while she was undergoing medical care in Park Ridge, Illinois. The message appears to have originated from Children's Medical Missions West, an organization with its main office located in Ohio. Chicago resident Nancy Swab instantly fell in love with Dominique after seeing the article and photo of the young child curled up on her mother's lap and made the decision to assist. She seemed so nice in the picture, and I wanted to change her life for the better. Nancy remarked, "She doesn't deserve to be in that much pain, especially since she is ignorant of the situation." The Chicago lady then learned that the girl's hospital, Advocate Children's Hospital in Illinois, was just around 7 miles from her family's house. Thus, she and her spouse, Tim, covered all of the little child's costs before, to, during, and following her operation. This pair really has a huge heart. The infant was welcomed into their family on February 5th. Their girls bonded quickly and were overjoyed to welcome the beautiful newborn girl at home. "We immediately knew that baby Dominique comes from a loving family because she is so affectionate and receives love so well," Nancy remarked. While awaiting surgery, the young child remained with her new family. But before the emergency operation was performed, she and her foster parents went to the hospital, where she underwent hours of testing and preparation. Her physicians performed a CT myelogram, X-rays, and several scans to determine the parasitic twin's anatomy and mode of attachment. Using scans, they created a 3-dimensional model of the girl's 2 spines. They had to do a simulated surgery as well. This made it easier for them to plan how to remove her extra limbs and who would be in charge of what portions of the procedure. At Advocate Children's Hospital, pediatric plastic and reconstructive surgeon Dr. Frank Vicari stated, "It allowed us to come up with a plan of attack, how we could safely and effectively remove this very complex part, attach this baby's spine, and end up with a healthy and happy child at the end of the day." Dominique's procedure was overseen by pediatric surgeon Dr. John Rouge, who finally brought together a team of 5 surgeons and more than 50 medical professionals on March 8th at the hospital to assist with the girl's eagerly awaited surgery. To ensure she wouldn't sustain any harm, her physicians took great caution while cutting any blood vessels or nerves. Thankfully, physicians were able to remove her from her parasitic twin after more than 6 hours of risky operation. There were no issues during the whole removal of her additional limbs. With just a bump on her neck that the doctors anticipate will go away as she develops, she was now more like to a typical youngster. The girl's biggest danger, according to Dr. Ruge, was spinal paralysis, but happily the procedure went well. In addition to being pleased with his team's accomplishment, the surgeon was also pleased that they were able to provide the child with a healthy life. Taking a difficult case and working with a group of talented people where each of us contributes something is better than what one individual can do, he added, summarizing one of the pleasures of being a doctor. Everyone put their all into this. Everyone was in utter awe of what this West African girl did next following her successful procedure. Dominique, a little girl, miraculously outperformed her physician's predictions about her recovery. Just one day after her operation, the brave young girl was observed sitting up and performing unexpected actions. Following her successful surgery, she was left with 2 unique spines. Her physicians acknowledged that she would require adequate care, even though they did not anticipate that having such a problem would negatively impact her. She has to be taken care of and monitored for developmental problems just like any other youngster. She is constructed a little differently than other kids, so she carries a little bit more risk, but she looks fantastic. As the dangers were significant and we only had 100 words before surgery, we're happy with how she's recovering, Dr. Wu stated. According to the medical staff, there were no problems or reasons for a second surgery. 5 days later, Dominique was able to leave Advocate Children's Hospital and return home with her host family, where she continued to recuperate. It was time for baby Dominique to go back to Côte d'Ivoire and rejoin with her birth parents after around 6 weeks. As you may guess, the foster family of the lovely newborn girl experienced sadness upon learning that she would be departing the country. But before the young African girl went back home, they decided to do something amazing for her. They decided to throw her an early birthday celebration. Although Dominique was born in May, her birthday was really celebrated on April 2nd. A few physicians from Advocate Children's Hospital were present, and they extended an invitation to their neighbors. It was the ideal approach for the medical staff and the family to bid the young child farewell. It was time for baby Dominique to finally visit her biological family again on April 20th. Her mother, father, and 3 sisters anxiously awaited her arrival at the Ivory Coast Airport in Abidjan. For them, it was such a thrilling time. The fact that they would be meeting her for the first time following her successful operation made them extremely happy. They were amazed by her metamorphosis when they eventually got to see her. They couldn't have been happier and more appreciative of Nancy, her family, and the surgeons. I never imagined that today would see my daughter in this way. It's extraordinary. The girl's biological mother expressed gratitude to all of the doctors for their excellent work, as well as to the Americans who supported Dominique and gave her the opportunity to live a typical life like other kids. Nancy and her family were thrilled that the charming girl from Abidjan had made a successful return home, despite the fact that they missed her. Being a part of the little girl's journey made them proud. She does nonetheless hope that her family and Dominique's family would get to meet eventually. She said Dominique will always be a member of their family. Now that she is back in the Ivory Coast, the young child is doing quite well. Her family will always be appreciative to the Chicagoans for allowing their daughter to grow up like a typical youngster. How do you feel about Dominique's inspiring tale? Let me know in the comments. Stay careful till we speak again. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.